Now it's up. Oh, tell him it's all static. Oh, I could tell him. I'm gonna move it.
the Senate Pro Tem, Senator Kirby, and I didn't want to be rude and cut him off from some of the discussions that we were having. Let me catch my breath for a minute. We walked over here. So we're a little bit over a month in to this administration. We found that there's a lot of work to be done. But the beautiful thing is that we're seeing a new attitude being developed in our city government with our employees. We're out to change the culture of a city government in Jackson to be more vibrant and open for business. So we're focusing on a number of things in our building and permitting and zoning departments. We're also concerned about public safety in our city. And there are a number of things that we're looking at to try to lower crime, especially violent crime in our city. There's a particular interest in making some changes in how we deal with juvenile perpetrators of crime that would be more effective and more long lasting. As I was about to say, the good thing that we're seeing in Jackson in these first few days and weeks is an interest amongst a lot of folks, whether they're average citizens, whether they're in the business community, whether they're in the corporate community, foundations, or what have you. The faith-based community has been great. Everybody seems to want to help and help turn things around in Jackson to make this place a better place. I do want to mention that one of the things that we find is key as it relates to changing our culture in city government is the reestablishment of a civil service commission. That commission has not been active for a number of months. In fact, I believe that they last met sometime either in November or December of last year. So it pleases me that we have been able to repopulate that Civil Service Commission because it's key to preserving the principles of fairness and opportunity within city government. We're determined that Jackson residents see true accountability and transparency in city government and that it be reflective in every city department. So I'm pleased to announce that we have a reconstituted 3-member commission, which is made up of attorney Peyton Prosper. Peyton is with the Watkins and Ludlam law firm. He's a partner there, but he also has prior experience as a city employee, and he also served for a time as state treasurer. Dr. Ronald K. Moore, R.K. Moore, is the senior pastor at Stronger Hope Missionary Baptist Church. And Dr. Moore has a strong background in management and personnel management in particular. He currently serves on the Region 6 Housing Authority as a member of the board there. And finally, Onetta Whitley is also a former Deputy Attorney General. She's now serving as General Counsel to the Jackson State University family. And she is the only member of the commission who was serving in the prior administration as a member of the Civil Service Commission. It safeguards orderly, merit-driven system for city employees and make sure that we provide the qualified citizens with a qualified, fair set of employees who are going to help run our city government. Having said all that, I'd be happy to take any questions anyone might have.
And so, Mayor, just how would you describe this past month? How has it been for you so far?
Well, I'll mix metaphors. Trying to get our hands around this thing called city government has been like drinking water out of 2 fire hoses that are running at full force. The other metaphor that I use is that we have a lot of problems in our city government and our city that need attention. And when if we're looking at a problem, let's say that problem is a rock on the ground. When you roll that rock over, there's a cobra a big mouth rattlesnake or a big mouth moccasin underneath ready to bite you. And practically every rock that we turn over has that effect. So we're just trying to wrap our arms around the crux of the problem and get to coming up with some solutions. Yes, sir.
Can you, like, now that you're about a month in office, have your priorities changed at all? And what are some of those problems specifically that you're seeing that you want to tackle?
Yeah, well, we haven't changed our priorities, but as a matter of course, we've had to stop some actions from time to time in order to deal with a particular problem or a crisis that's facing the city. When we look at, we did not realize that we were in such danger of getting a diminished fire rating, for example. We're now a level 3 fire rating in the city of Jackson, and we're having been informed that back in November, the city was notified that it was in danger of going to a level 4, maybe even a level 5. And why is that important? It affects the cost of insurance in our communities, and it would affect any homeowner. It will affect every business in the community. So we've had to put that up as a higher priority to addressing than what we thought about before we arrived here. That's just one example.
Okay, what about an update? I know everybody's interested about the Siemens settlement and Judge Wingate's investigation. Can you explain, has the city responded to the subpoena, or are they in the process of doing that?
Judge Wingate asked for a voluminous amount of records regarding the deployment of the city's share of the Siemens money. He's also reached out to the attorneys who handled the Siemens settlement and asked for information from them. That the city doesn't have that information because the way that the settlement worked, the settlement went to the attorneys, and then the attorneys sent the city share as had been negotiated prior to this administration to the city, and so we're complying with all of the subpoenas that the judge directed toward the city. It's a lot of information, and we are in the process of just going through that information to make sure we get the judge everything he wants.
And then just one more follow-up, Mr. Mayor. Judge Wingate has said that he's waiting to get all of the information and subpoenas from the Siemens settlement to decide if he's going to raise water rates or not.
Yes. Are
you in favor of raising rates, and have you discussed with Judge Wingate's court about this matter at all?
We've had discussions with Judge Wingate, and I've gone on record with the judge as saying that I'm not in favor of a rate increase. The people of Jackson are suffering enough under the water availability fee, for example. Just in order to qualify for getting water, you have to pay a $40 availability fee, and a lot of residents have a lot of pushback on that. We've got to come up with some solutions, though. And right now, from what the third-party manager, Mr. Hennepin, is telling us, the city is out of money, or the Jackson Water is out of money on the O&M part, the operations and management part of the EPA funds. That was $150 million. As far as we know, we're trying to get some definition on that. The $450 million that was put for construction and install of the transmission lines, we think that most of that money is still there. The question is, can you move it over, a portion of it over to O&M to help cover that shortfall?
Thank you.
And so, Mayor, just where do things currently stand with residents at the Blossom Apartments? I know the city was working to help move residents out, or is the city still providing the water truck? Just where do things stand?
Yeah, so there are about 20 tenants at the Blossom Apartments. And we began working, number one, to provide assistance to those residents and tenants by providing drinking water to those tenants. I also ordered my fire department to every day around 3 o'clock to deliver a fire truck that has non-potable water for folks who need to flush toilets and the like. We'll continue to do that until either the matter is rectified and water is restored there, or until everybody's moved out. But of those 20 tenants, 12 of them are folks that have vouchers with Region 6 Housing Authority. And Region 6 has delivered notifications to those tenants that their vouchers are portable, which means they can take them with them. But Region 6 cannot tell you, oh, well, you need to go over to this apartment complex and do that. So what we've had in the meantime is Stupot, Jill Buckley's operation. It has housing navigators. And those navigators are, as we speak today, going to visit the tenants to actually give them some specific places where there's availability for relocation. We had one tenant that had a Jackson Housing Authority voucher, and as I understand it, that person has been moved or is imminent to be moved. The rest of the tenants don't have vouchers, and Stupot has reached out to them to let them know that they can get support for a 2-month stay at a local hotel if they so choose. At this point, my understanding is no one has taken them up on it, but as I say, they're going back over today to have further conversations. At the beginning of my administration, I let it be known to our staff and to our finance folks in particular that public safety is our #1 priority. And so it is my goal to make sure that we have more resources going to police and fire, our first responders. And I want to put whatever money we're able to have in increased raises for police and fire, but also better equipment and better technology. And so we're working our way through that. And it may be that reorganization will be a part of how we handle things going forward. We're still in an assessment phase to see, for example, we have Parks and Recreation that's handling some things that we think might be better served in the Public Works Department. How we resize the city in terms of delivering services to a city that is built for 250,000 people. We have 144,000 people in Jackson now. So the question is, how do we resize Jackson to fit our budget and to fit the needs of the citizens?
So right now there is a huge, I don't even think it's okay to call it a hole at this point. Across the street from UMC, a grown man who literally saying that it's really things about place time. Is the city aware of this at this time? And what are the plans for safety in regards to that? Because it is very dangerous.
I wasn't aware of it until I saw Lock Ward's post this morning. And the moment that I did, I sent it over to my chief of staff, Mr. Bozeman here, and asked him to get Public Works on top of it.
And then another question: is there any updates at this time on Valimar? There are some projects that are still being worked on. Are the escalators and elevators back working?
Yeah. So the previous administration made an announcement just in the outgoing moments of their tenure that said that Valimar was back. Valimar is not back. It's almost back, but it's not back. It's going to take us another $350,000 to get the the fire curtain installed. It's on order. It has to be installed, and then there's some asbestos mitigation around where that fire curtain is going to be installed. That has to be mitigated. As far as the elevators and the escalators, they are in operation. However, we're still not in ADA compliance because the elevators that are in Valimar were built long before ADA compliance was the order of the day. So it's going to take us a little bit more time to address the ADA requirements as it relates to the elevator. But we found the $350,000 to make those additional repairs, and we expect that within the next month and a half, we'll be able to announce that Thalliamar is indeed open. Good thing though is that the Broadway company that has been using Thalliamar for a number of years to bring Broadway shows has announced that they're bringing 7 shows back to Thalliamar.
And last question for you, Mayor. How is this city audit going?
Well, the city audit is a work in progress. There's one major hiccup with it, and that is that we can't finish the audit, I'm told, until we get the information from Jackson Water. And the problem with Jackson Water's books lining up with our books is that Jackson Water is on a cash basis and on a calendar year. And the city of Jackson's audit process is on an accrual basis, and it's on a federal fiscal year. So making the numbers coordinate and collaborate is a challenge. What I'd like to do is see if we can have Jackson Water's audit be attached to our audit, that we go ahead and complete our audit as a city, since we own that asset, but we don't control that asset. I like to be able to have an addendum to our audit that would be attached to the city's audit from Jackson Water, the same way we do with the Jackson Convention Center. That's an asset owned by the city, but they submit a separate audit that we merely attach to our audit.
You said that you don't support a rate increase for Jackson Water, and Ted Henderson has said that they're running out of money to cover operations. Do you think that any more federal dollars may come down?
Well, right now, Jackson Water has a request in with EPA and members of Congress. Congress has to agree to a change in how those monies, the remaining monies, are utilized. Right now, you cannot take any of the 450 million, which is for construction and installation, and put it in operations and maintenance. Jackson Water has a $36 million request that they're trying to get to win this way through Congress and through EPA to make that change. We continue to look for other resources that can be utilized around helping Jackson Water find its operations and maintenance monies. Well, we need affordable housing badly in the city of Jackson. We have a lot of poverty in our community. We have a lot of situations where families are spending an inordinate amount of their money that they earn every week, every month on housing. So any additions that are contributing to building up and bringing additional housing stock, especially if it's affordable housing stock to bear, is a welcome thing.
Could you talk about the apartment task force and any conversations that you had with Jackson Water or apartment complex owners that are delinquent?
Well, we agree with Jackson Water that if you owe for water, you ought to pay for water. And we've got some bad actors out there. We will be soon publishing the list of the 15 most egregious landlords in terms of the amount, based on the amount of money that they owe Jackson Water for their use of the water. So the city doesn't have, we can deal with code violations. We can deal with zoning ordinances that may not be being followed. But our issuing a statement that you're out of compliance because of our zoning rules, that's not getting us anywhere. We need stronger capability. So we're considering going to the legislature in next term to give the city more authority to do takeovers of situations when there is a situation where an apartment owner, apartment complex is out of compliance. So for example, if you're not paying your water bill, even though your tenants, it's part of their rent, what they're giving you includes paying for their use of water, and yet you're not paying the water bill. We think that that may be criminal. And so we're going to be looking to the legislature to see if we can impose either criminal and or additional civil penalties, and where we may be given the opportunity to actually do a takeover of a facility that's not in compliance.
In regards to your statement, there's no cones or anything out there. Do y'all have a plan?
I'm sorry?
With UMFC, there's no cones or anything over there. You know this time when people are going to be putting out cones or working on that area?
Well, as I said, I just found out about it this morning, probably like you, just hearing about it. So Public Works is on it, and we should see action on that site pretty soon.
What kind of meetings are you having with your department heads, leadership team? Like, are you guys meeting frequently to work out concerns?
We have weekly meetings with our department heads, mostly led by our chief administrative officer. I was in attendance at our meeting on yesterday, and I expressed to my department heads that we got too many loose ends a month in. I want to see action. I want to see our culture in the city government change. And so we will be calling in some of the departments that we have issues with in particular, such as planning and development and our building and permits office, our zoning office. They've got to do better. We've got to demonstrate to folks that we're open for business as relates to what's happening with our grant writing. That's not a department, but grant writing is an important function in our city, and we want to make sure that we have a lean and nimble and very proactive grants program, because there are resources out there, and we're going after some, but we're not going after nearly enough. Well, yeah, so we have met with the special agent in charge of the FBI, and also our chief and I met with the special agent. The FBI has a task force that's part of a national in scope effort. Here in Mississippi, we've identified that there certainly is a gang presence in our state, not only in Jackson, but all over Mississippi. And some are national in scope and are hierarchical from Chicago or from LA or New York or wherever. But there are neighborhood gangs that are more out of control. We think that they're the source of a lot of these hiccups and these problems that we've been seeing over the last few weeks. And yes, we are taking some special measures to deal with these neighborhood gangs. Okay. All right, I got one more.
How does being mayor compare to being a state legislator?
Being mayor,
And how often are you going to have these kind of media press conferences?
we expect that we'll do it every 2 weeks, and just try to get. And if folks have individual issues that they want to discuss, we'll make ourselves available. But probably once every 2 weeks. Being a state senator is a walk in the park compared to this job.
I did have one more question. You said that the other night in South Jackson, you said you were surprised by how broke the city was, and also you were just speaking about the city potentially losing its fire rating. Were there any other surprises that you noticed when you came in that kind of shocked you?
Take a pick. We have a lot of dysfunction in our city, and we're not here to focus on the dysfunction. We're here to focus on solutions to functionality.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thanks so much. Thank you.
That is exciting.